Hello, hello, hello! Today I'm going to talk about Snowbreak Containment Zone, the new gacha game released and highly anticipated by the Reddit gacha community. So honestly, I don't have to say much or many good things about the game. Let's start with the graphics. The graphics are honestly better than the community says, but I still think it's super dull. The faces look super boring and lifeless. I mean, the character designs themselves are not too bad, but it's not a lot of fan service, right? Also, it just looks so average as it could be. Yeah. Speaking of the characters, they try to be different, but they kind of feel the same. You know, you have a shotgun, you have a sniper and stuff like that. But in the end, you will just put your mouse icon on one enemy and just spam the left click button, right? Also, at least in the initial stages, you don't give a damn, you just overstat your units and you just run through the stages. It's not really fun, right? It's like you are forced to play the game, and at the same time it's not enjoyable. That's a big minus. Like the gameplay loop, I mean, there are some interesting bosses and boss designs and all of that, but let's be real here, it's not really it's not really fun. It's, at least for me, right? And I think I share this opinion actually with a lot of people who tested it. Another point I dislike, or extremely dislike in this case, is the UI. It's extremely confusing. I had problems to find the weapon for the character where I upgraded and stuff, and it was just, the UI is all over the place. It tries to be intuitive, but you kinda have to get into it, and it feels like it's more annoying than helping. Like I've seen a lot of bad UIs in games. It looks nice, but the UX, the user experience is horrible. So that's my take on the UI. The gacha system is also kinda stinky, I guess. We don't get a lot at the start. I think you can do, with a bit of gameplay, you can do 2 temples, and if you go further, maybe, yeah, you can get 3 temples in a good amount of time. But I've heard the reroll system is horrible, and just accounts needs to be deleted, and it takes 15 days for it to be deleted, so you are forced to use new emails, and it's not like that you feel like there's one character standing out, right? Maybe one is broken or so, I don't care. It's like the gameplay loop is not fun enough for me to keep me entertained. You know, I got one SSR, so there's that, and I felt like whatever. It looks like a 2-star to me, right? It looks like the regular units. They all look kinda non-special, the same or special, if you want to say it that way. You can't, from the design alone, you can't differentiate between lower rarity units and higher rarity units. So that's not really thrilling to pull for characters, right? So, and the monetization in the game, I looked at it and it feels super stingy, and I don't see, there will be whales, there will be people who will whale in it. It might be for many people the first shooter, you know, which they can play in a gacha, so there's that for the game, but the gameplay is just not fun. Like, if I want to play a shooter, I play one of the established ones, right? Valorant is free, Counter-Strike is free. Why would I play it in a gacha game? Oh, because they have abilities. Valorant has abilities, Overwatch has abilities, and you don't have to spend any money to play your favorite character, and so on, right? So there's not going much on for the game actually right now. Like, it was highly anticipated, but the gameplay is just not fun. It's just stages with monsters and you kill them. Like, I would prefer Punishing Grey Raven or Aether Gazer over it, definitely. Like, you feel far more rewarded for playing different characters, and here you are just trying to overstart your units, and you're just holding your mouse button on one unit and hope it dies. It might change later, but it's just not for me. I think that you could say it like that. It's just not for me. So all in all, I think I'm not going too deep into the game because I don't feel like making a worthy video about it. I just wanted to tell you my experience, why I think this game has no real future except in a small community which really enjoys the gameplay loop. But yeah, I think even Nickel, a game that I don't like to play because it's so... Nickel is far more fun. Like, you basically do the same, you're holding your mouse on different units and stuff, but the gameplay loop is so much more fun. The units, even though they are not three-dimensional, are feeling far more unique. And yeah, that's my take. And that's all. I wish you a good one. Bye guys.